News, you're watching Montana This Morning.
Sweetgrass County is one of the few counties across the entire state with 0 cases of COVID-19. I'm Gabby Crevitt, and coming up, we'll hear from locals as to why.
For those who fly fish, everyone knows who Dan Bailey is. I'm Chet Lehman in Livingston at the Dan Bailey Fly Shop. Its new owner actually fell in love with this sport as well when he was just a little boy inside this very store.
A little bit before 6:30 back here on your Monday edition of Montana This Morning. Caitlin Corbett and Chet Lehman. That's a cool story. I look forward to seeing that you did.
Great time talking to Dale over there. I hope you all enjoyed the story. I certainly enjoyed spending some time with him.
And it's going to be a great week if you want to get outdoors and fly fish.
Let's
Beautiful
do
weather.
Let's do it. In fact, rest of the show is yours, people. I'll give you the forecast and then I'm
leaving.
out of here. I'm going to go grab my
He's going to go
fly
join
rod.
Matt on the river.
I wonder where Matt is.
Oh, yeah, I know. I don't know. Weird.
Oh, he's doing chores. No, take a look at your current conditions out there. Yeah, he's doing chores. Yeah, he's loading the boat is what he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
Temperatures in the 50s right now for the most part, a little warmer where the clouds are. West Yellowstone at 61, where there's no clouds, it's only 49 in Butte, 47 in Wise River. Today, your planner for the Bozeman area, we're going to warm up into those low 70s with more clouds than sunshine. For Butte, we'll keep it near 70 degrees today, and that sky you see right there, that's basically what you're going to get. Mostly cloudy, or partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies, temperatures near 70. As far as the rest of the week, Caitlin, that detailed forecast coming up in 10 minutes unless I go fishing.
Okay, well, we'll have to
wait and
stick around and wait and see.
Wait and see.
Time now 6:30. Sweetgrass County is a donut hole for coronavirus activity. It has no cases, none. MTN's Gabby Crevitt took a trip to Big Timber to find out what's going on there.
Sweetgrass County is one of a handful of counties across the entire state of Montana with 0 reported cases of COVID-19. I stopped by Big Timber to talk to some locals to see why they think that's the case.
The streets of Big Timber are quiet, but that's not uncommon for this small community on a Sunday afternoon. Amy Smith has worked as the head chef at the Grand Hotel downtown for 30 years. She says people in town know how to keep to themselves, which is why she believes the county has no state-reported cases of COVID-19.
We've had some tough winters the last few years, so yeah, we are used to staying at home, sitting on the couch, taking up knitting, stuff like that.
Located in the corridors of I-90 and directly in the middle of both Gallatin and Yellowstone County, Sweetgrass County presents itself as an oasis. But within the last few weeks, the community has seen its share of increased foot traffic.
We've had our rodeo already and Sweetgrass Fest. That was 2 weeks ago, so we'll see if we have a hit since then.
Dr. Nancy Snyderman is a former national medical correspondent and now lives in Big Timber, where she runs her own business. She's not convinced that Sweetgrass County is COVID-free.
I find it very hard to believe there hasn't been a case here. I suspect that the 0 case reflects more problems with contact tracing or just deficiencies in our public health. I'm assuming that there are cases here. People either have been affected, or what concerns me more is the asymptomatic super spreader.
Some say residents don't seem too concerned.
How many locals do you see wearing masks?
Not too many. It's mostly, tourists or like people from bigger cities.
I worry that rural America has been lulled into thinking this is a big city problem, when in fact we know that viruses do not respect counties or what car you've been in or what transaction you've recently had.
In Big Timber, Gabby Crevitt, MTN News.
Just last week, Sweetgrass County Health Department held a free drive-through COVID testing for asymptomatic individuals. Those results are still pending. Switching things up a bit, with the race for Montana's governor and U.S. Senate seat topping the ballot this fall, the contest for Montana's lone seat in the U.S. House of Representatives has been flying under the political radar. But as Jay Cohn reports, all of that is about to change as Matt Rosendale and Kathleen Williams kick it into high gear.
Republican State Auditor Matt Rosendale is making his second bid to become a member of Montana's congressional delegation. 2 years ago, Rosendale came oh so close against Senator John Tester. He's betting this time around will be different.
I'm very proud of the track record that I have, not only for addressing the healthcare issues and expanding access to high quality healthcare, reducing the cost, covering pre-existing conditions, but also to reducing the cost of my office. I mean, I reduced the operating expenses in my agency by 23%. These are the kind of good government policies that people are looking for.
Democrat Kathleen Williams of Bozeman is making her second bid to represent Montana in the U.S. House. 2 years ago, Williams came oh so close against Congressman Greg Gianforte. She too is betting this time around will be different.
Montanans and I think Americans want representatives in Congress that will put the partisanship aside and get to work and not be afraid of wading into those really complex issues. Having served in the legislature for 3 terms, I love the policy. I love the solutions. I love bringing really diverse interests together, people of all political stripes, and finding win-win-win solutions.
National politics and outside money figure to play a significant role. The Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee sees this race as a possible flip in 2020. Across the aisle, the Republican Congressional Campaign Committee has put Rosendale in its Young Guns program, putting him in line for national GOP support, perhaps even a nod from the president, who visited Montana 4 times during Rosendale's bid for Senate 2 years ago.
I think that we always see outside groups coming in, and if the president was to come out here to Montana to help myself and Senator Steve Daines, I would certainly embrace that trip, I will tell you.
We need to send people there that remember what statesmanship and stateswomanship in my case is like, and honesty and integrity and being a true independent voice. I think there's a real hunger for that and not parroting party talking points.
One thing both agree on is that getting the economy back on track in the wake of the pandemic is assignment number 1. Convincing voters they're the best candidate to do that could spell the difference come November.
It's going to take business people to go into the United States Congress and start doing these things, not folks that have been reading about these issues in books. You have to have somebody who has actually been on the ground and produced jobs.
Just one of my bills created over 200 new businesses and 3,000 new Montana products in just 3 years. So we're going to need someone like that that's able to hit the ground running, help Montana and the nation get out of a pretty challenging situation. So I'm ready to do that. I'm up to the task.
So as the 2020 campaign moves into midsummer, look for this race to heat up along with the temperatures. And while Election Day may seem a long ways off, those all-important absentee ballots get mailed out in just 3 months. In Billings, I'm Jay Cohn reporting for MTN News.
As of last month's primary, Williams had outraised Rosendale $1.9 million to $1.5 million. We'll soon see if she can maintain that advantage as the newest fundraising numbers are due out in just a few days. 6:37 now. In the summer of 1938, Dan Bailey's car broke down on the Bozeman Pass, forcing he and his wife into Livingston, and they never left. They would soon put this Park County community at the center of the U.S. fly fishing world. Those roots run deep, as do those of Dan Bailey's Fly Shop's new owner. Chet Lehman reports that thanks to those roots, much of Dan remains in his shop today.
Dan Bailey started making and selling flies from this shop in Livingston in 1938. Lots of flies. Most were sold through catalog sales. Not all, however.
The first fly I ever bought, I bought from Dan Bailey himself, and that was, I keep that in mind. He was a very humble gentleman.
Dale would later work for Dan's son John in this very store. Now as owner, Dale wants to keep his first experience everyone's experience.
You know, I like to think that, you know, there could be a number of customers in here with dollars in their pocket, so to speak, and he was very astute at hey, there's a kid over there looking at flies, and that was meaningful to him.
You can find top-of-the-line fly fishing equipment at Dan Bailey's Fly Shop. You've always been able to since 1938. As it was with Dan and will continue to be with Dale, though, ultimately, that right there is the real reason this place exists.
We have to sell stuff to make money and pay the bills and whatnot, but for me, that's really secondary. What's really important is being able to share with people and to hopefully have them come up with just a little bit of the same experience that I have when I'm out on a trout stream or I'm hiking a mountain trail. That communion with nature that you just can't feel in any other manner or any other way, that's really, really important. That's number one for us here.
The fly tying tables are gone, but the wall fish remain, as do the memories of its founder. Dale says he wants to make sure that never goes away.
Not knowing Dan, but just the feel that you get within this space, that is exuded here, essentially. And it's an honor, frankly.
It took nearly 3 years to happen. But in the few short weeks he's been owner, Sexton says the same excitement he felt when buying that first fly remains.
To be able to maintain what exists within these walls and to carry it forward is really a strong motivator. We couldn't be more pleased.
Dan passed away in 1982, but Dale says he hopes anyone who comes in will get to know him pretty well by the time they leave. In Livingston, Chet Lehman, MTN News.
And to give you an idea of just how big a deal Dan Bailey's fly fishing shop was in the fly fishing world, in 1981, the year before he died, Bailey's Fly Shop was the largest producer of artificial flies in the country, 750,000 annually, and the mail order business had 50,000 subscribers. That must have been a really cool story for you to do.
Absolutely true. You saw that little artwork at the end of that too, by the way?
Yeah.
That was provided by a graphic artist who worked on A River Runs Through It.
Oh my goodness, very cool.
They found it. It had disappeared. It's on T-shirts. You can buy the T-shirts in the fly shop. That logo's on the, but they had lost the photo or the painting. They found it back in some of the stuff that was in the store, so now it hangs in there in that room.
That's so awesome. And
Cool
just
stuff.
to think you break down in Livingston, your car breaks down.
He was heading to Bozeman.
And then you just...
They were going to Bozeman. They were going to come over here to Bozeman and do the shop, broke down on the pass, went back to Livingston and never left.
You never leave.
There you go.
Has that effect, I guess.
There you go.
6:40, almost 6:41 now. We're going to take a quick break. The White House is questioning the advice of Dr. Fauci. What officials for the administration of President Donald Trump are saying is coming up. First, though, here's a look at what's ahead at 7 on CBS This Morning.
Good morning. Ahead on CBS This Morning, the latest on the coronavirus. The White House is actively trying to discredit the government's top infectious disease expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, while the country saw its highest ever weekend climb in COVID cases. Also, a new study shows nearly 1 in 3 young adults may be especially vulnerable to coronavirus. Hear what may be putting them at risk. Plus, a government program designed to bring more transparency to troubled police departments was changed 3 years ago. See how those changes left some communities feeling abandoned. All that coming up when we see you at 7.